Hey guys! Welcome to another episode of Bible Q&A. Today we're discussing, should our prayers be long to get better answers from God? Jesus devised the Lord's Prayer as a way to curtail the lengthy requests that some of the Jews were making to God. Before he told us this famous prayer, he said, "But when ye pray, use not vain repetitions, as the heathen do, for they think that they shall be heard for their much speaking. Be not ye therefore like unto them, for your Father knoweth what things ye have need of before ye ask him. After this manner therefore pray ye." Matthew chapter 6 verses 7 to 9. What's the point of praying all night when Jehovah knew what you wanted at noon? However, it is all the other prayers in the Bible that show us that their length doesn't matter. For example, the prophets of Baal prayed for hours in 1 Kings chapter 18 verses 26 to 27 and nothing happened. Elijah prayed for a minute in verses 36 to 37 and fire burned the waterlogged sacrifice he'd set up. Also, all David asked for in 2 Samuel chapter 15 verse 31 was for Absalom to not listen to Ahithophel, who had given him sound military advice during his reign, and it was done. One big reason people make long prayers in the first place is to show off. Unlike God, who looks at the heart to see whether someone is faithful, according to 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 7, humans can be convinced that someone is religiously faithful with elaborate signs of devotion. The reason why the Pharisees could get away with oppressing widows in Matthew chapter 23 verse 14, besides the society not caring for widows in the first place, was that people believed that their elaborate petitions were a sign of their religious superiority, and so whatever they did to their fellow Israelites was accepted by Jehovah. In reality, there are three things that make a prayer effective. The first is how much you want the thing you're asking for. Exodus chapter 2 verses 23 to 25 say that God liberated the Israelites from Egypt because they cried to him for freedom. The second thing is whether you are righteous. The author of Proverbs said, "He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be an abomination." Proverbs chapter 28 verse 9. He doesn't care for wicked people's devotion either, according to Proverbs chapter 15 verse 8, and Saul learned that the hard way in 1 Samuel chapter 15 verse 22. The third thing is whether the request is a part of God's will. And this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he heareth us. 1 John chapter 5 verse 14. And that is where, there's an extra half point. This won't work all the time, but sometimes you actually do have to work to make the prayer happen yourself. For example, in 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 1, God told Samuel to stop praying to make Saul a good leader and instead anoint a better leader himself. "How long wilt thou mourn for Saul, seeing I have rejected him from reigning over Israel? Fill thine horn with oil, and go. I will send thee to Jesse the Bethlehemite, for I have provided me a king among his sons." 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 1. And when David was anointed, the things Saul did afterwards proved that Samuel wouldn't have been able to change him. Thus, if our prayers don't get answered, we shouldn't make them longer and longer in the hopes that God will finally come back from his road trip. Maybe the prayers are too long, and our interest, both in building faith and in dealing with the problem ourselves, is too small. And that is where I'm going to stop with this Bible Q&A. Should our prayers be long to get better answers from God? No, because God already knows what you pray for, it's mostly to show off, and there are 3.5 more important things that actually make prayers more effective. Thank you for listening! Don't forget to like and subscribe!